Alright, we are testing out Niv-Mizzet in Historic. Well, it's Niv-Mizzet Reborn in Historic. This deck is kind of like an old school modern deck. A lot of cards here are banned in Pioneer or other formats, and we're just going to play it from here. So, this first game, we're up against a 200 card deck. So, with all of that in mind, we don't draw any threats, so I decided to take the Carvu here. And I hope that's going to be enough, so we can shock in, get a big 4-4 down, maybe buy some time. Another Angel for our opponent. They pump their board, and we are just flooding out here. So we cycle. I'll put Flage in hand, normalize the bottom, put the land there. I'll put the land into thing, and we'll cycle to get rid of more lands to draw more stuff we can't use. Opponent plays a Paragon Captain and another land. We are pretty much dying here, so we need to try and gain some life. So we'll attack in for 5, discard a card and draw a land. We need an untapped land here, if we could. So play a tap land, play a Flage, and this was the mistake that cost me the game. They use Family Reunion to give their stuff indestruct hexproof for the end of turn, so we have to dome their face. We go to 12. They attack in. We go down to 5. We do find a Niv, so we're going to play the Niv here. They have 1 card in hand. We finally find some stuff that we can use. Play a tap land. And ultimately discard 2 more lands to show how flooded we were. They hit us Sheltered by Ghost, and I'm going to concede to that. I can't believe we got dunked by the 200 card deck. We're going to run it back because we flooded really hard that game. And just see how things go from there. Right, we have triple removal and a threat, so this is absolutely perfect. I was so mad at that, I forgot to set up the sounds. We have to do it from here now. Right, so, yep. We're going to play all of our tap lands. And we're just going to remove every threat that they have on the board. We're going to... There's a Glimmer that we can't get rid of, so we'll just drop a big Carvu, 5-5 for free. Well, 5-5 for 2, sorry. True Blade Paladin, that's an exile. So we're going to attack in first, see if we can get a blowout. We'll just cycle a land, draw a card. Okay. Bye. We're going to exile to keep it fair. Tap land, play another Carvu. We're going to put the pressure on as fast as possible here. Opponent's just playing random creature cards. But this is basically what our deck wants to do here. One of the reasons I love this Planar Genesis is such a good card. We pull into another Planar Genesis. We pull into a No More Lies so we can counter anything too scary. We're going to choose not to exile because we want to hold on for our spells for a bit. Let's see what they go for. Gain life off a land here, so they can live. Right, so check this. We can Vanishing Verse the lifelink token, so even if they pop the thing, they go to 10. They counter and unwind. Right, so swing in, and we can cycle our lands here to try and find a removal spell to kill them. So we'll get rid of the third Carvu. We'll drop the Cornucopia here. Grab the Vanishing Verse the token. They pop the land. And we put him down to lethal. Nice. I missed so many of the things on this one. I'm going to have to... This is, like I said, first time I'm doing this, so I'm going to get better. Okay, third game. Lovely start. We got a dig spell, ramp spell, a way to gain life. A double way to gain life, which is always fun. So, we're going to play Hollow Fountain, which we can hold up in No More Lies if they don't do anything. They go for Lemon Bust, which doesn't do much, so we'll grab the Niv off this. They scry one and draw a card. Right, let's get the Cornucopia down. They go for an Angel of Vitality. On our turn, I think we go for Niv. Gain 5 life. Reload. We hit a huge ton of creatures, so let's get rid of the second Cornucopia and a Titan. Flage is such a good card. They go for Sheltered, which takes out our Niv, which is pretty rough. They give us they scry free and give us a boon that means our creature's going to come in tapped. Well, my plan is to tap out using Flage to pay for the ward to kill for the creature. So Flage will get the tap boon, which will be pretty funny. We'll gain some life.
Oh, he did.
Dome the old angel, get back the Niv, get another reload trigger. We only find one card, but that's still more than enough that we need. They play a Leyline of Hope out of spite. I am going to get rid of that so I can kill you quicker. Tack in, play a land. Our opponent, we're going to play in a Genesis at the end of their turn. I choose another Cornucopia just to gain more life. After previous game I was slightly tilted about this. This was my first game with this new list of the deck. They go to exile our creature, so we'll let that happen. We're going to assemble the team. They're just going to gain some life. I choose a Niv-Mizzet here. We'll play a Carbu as an early threat, see if they want to respond to that, and we'll hold up the No More Lies. Double Niv in hand, let's go into combat, let's exile one of their cards, put them down to 16. Here, I think my best bet is just to grab Flage here. I'm going to leave, I decided to leave a couple of cards in. And now we dome them for free, gain free. We'll gain a lot more because of the Cornucopias. They gain life and concede, so yeah, we got a bad start to this deck, but it did claw it back. So this is going to be a little different than the one-off videos here. This is going to be a free round, double speed game. So we're going to go in and play free matches with it and just see how it feels. That in mind, we're into second one. We have an Oko Enjoyer. I salute you, sir. We're going to keep this hand here. It has interaction and a few crazy things, so let's pass it back. It looks like red aggro, so let's hold up a No More Lies here if we need to. They play with fire. Interesting.
Nope.
Yeah, they tried again. We'll get this Cornucopia down because this is a huge game changer for us. Flage, oh yeah, man, it's all coming up us against the aggro deck. So,
Oh, he did.
we'll dome the old player there. Brag Marder. This, I'm not sure what this is, but this could be an interesting spell either way. So we'll dig, find Niv. Niv gain 5 life, reload your hand is pretty decent if we get to it. Well, pretty sure we can. Ooh, there's a Hugs. Find a Jadar. Very nice.
Reload.
Niv's reload comes down. Fills our hand up totally. There's a Jadar, the loyal bodyguard. They go for Funding Rock and a Play with Fire. So they did have enough to kill Niv. We go down to 21. But we're holding a 5/5 in our hand that can do us some service, gain us some life. Right, let's Expressive Iteration. We need to fill our graveyards. So, one into hand, one to the bottom, one into exile. This looks like a multicolored deck, so Vanishing Verse isn't as valuable as I was thinking it could be. There's a Clophis. We cannot do anything with that, so let's play in the Genesis, gain some life. We're going to put a land into play here. Right, so Devotion's high enough to make that a creature, so we've got to take out the Jadar. Alright, here comes the Titan. Gain 2 life, then Lightning Helix to gain 3 more life.
Oh, he did.
Okay, they pop it to gain indestructible, lose the thing. We will then put the Ancient Cornucopia online, which will give us more life gain. I could get greedy and put another Cornucopia into my hand. I'm not going to. Alright, then we're going to pass it back. We had to get Flage out to stop Clophis as well because she was just going to get rid of him. Right, onto our turn. Shock in. I am a bit scared of overcommitting at this point, but I think if we just go in for full attack here, I'm going to Helix the Hugs, cycle the Recount spell. Right, they go for the trade with the Carvu here. Oh no, they just let it through. Awesome, so we'll play another Carvu, gain a bunch of life. We'll get Gigantha into hand because, you know, we love Gigantha. Whole reason we still play Historic is just to play Gigantha. Tollivar comes down, the Devotion goes up to 8. They're dead on the crackback, so they can't swing in. We find Niv, so absolutely perfect. We'll gain 10 life with the Cornucopia.
Reload.
Hits everything we need here. So shock in. Let's use the Clarion.
Oh, he did.
And now we go in for life link. Fun thing, Flage
Oh, he did.
gives does the damage himself. So if you give him a life link, it's a double lightning helix. So yeah, we end this first match against this aggro deck at 61 life. That is the power of Cornucopia, and why you should probably run it in a Niv deck. Not any deck. I think that you have to specifically be multicolored to get the full value out of it, but dang. When you're against aggro with an active Cornucopia, you feel like an invincible swear word. Okay, so we're going to keep this. We're betting on a land draw, but it's still pretty good. Normalized counter could be pretty decent here. They go for a Narwhal on 2. This is perfect, so we can hold up a normalized counter or play in a Genesis depending on what we want to play. They saw us shock in, so they know we must have something, and we did counter in the game 1. So they pass. They're thinking about it. They ultimately go to the end step, so we'll play in a Genesis. We hit our land, which is perfect for us. Right, we'll play another tap land here. I'm going to get a blocker down to try and encourage them to play into the Deafening Clarion. They go for the Thundering Rollick. Put us down to 14. Second Cornucopia is amazing. So, Cornucopia 2, gain some life, drop the Carvu. So we either bait out wider board or more removal. Arlen of the pack, they drop 2. Ooh, this is going to be rough. So there are 4 bodies here. So first, let's drop the Ancient Cornucopia. Then let's Clarion.
Try again.
Board wipe, swing in and kill the
Oh, he did.
old Arlen, which is a shame. I really like that card. They activate the Den of the Bugbear, which is great for us because that indicates they don't have much action in their hand. Puts us down at 20. Shocking a land. Play a land. Play in a Genesis. Gain 4 life. Oh wait, no, I choose not to gain life. I guess I'm digging for another spell here. Third Cornucopia, yeah, I'm just getting a bit greedy at this point. So I'm just going to gain more life. They play with fire to do us the 2 damage back. Swing in with the Carvu. We will exile the Arlen from the graveyard. They go down to 13. They go for a Magda and a Tollivar. Swing in for 1. On our turn, we don't get much, so I'm going to swing in here and try to bait a blowout. Discard the normalize to draw a card. They don't do anything with it, so let's play in the Genesis. Gain 6 life. We hit nothing but lands, which is fun. So let's grab Gigantha, pass the turn back. Opponent's still fighting the good fight here. We will Vanishing Verse, and they concede to that. Yeah, we were just gonna... I remember this one. They checked the Cornucopia, you could tell at the end there, and they were like, oh, he can do that between the 2 turns. So he was just gaining a ton of stuff. Right, back into our final match here in the free series. So far we've shown off the insane power of Flage and Carvu. Let's see what we can do with the rest of the stuff. Okay, we have a Lurrus. This is one of the few formats in Magic where Lurrus is still available. So let's get this normalized active as soon as possible. They seem to be blue-black, so let's see what they go for. Soaring Fort Thief.
Nope.
We'll take care of that if we can. Right, our opponent. We've drawn 3 of our 6 5-drops. Or 5 5-drops. Gotta love it when the curve is against you. So let's keep dropping lands. We're going to try and drop a Carvu here. They've dropped a Soaring Fort Thief and a Lofty Denial. Nice play. Tiny Bones. Mills 2 off the Soaring Fort Thief. We cannot find nothing here, so pass it back here. They swing in, milling us 2 more. Puts us down to 14. They play the Carvu. They only have 2 though. I go for the Sauron's Ransom at the end step. This is basically a fact or fiction to see if we can gain anything impactful. Opponent's considering a while what they want to do here. I'm going to choose, I'm tempted by this, but I think the 2 expressive iterations, the hidden cards, were more impactful. So I'm going to expressive iteration here. I'm going to put the planar into hand, that's the bottom, play that there. Play a land, play the Carvu. Carvu gets countered. They play a land, they have 1 card in hand here. They'll exile a random card from the graveyard. They randomly mill the Niv. 2 Nivs, by the way. So all 4 of our Nivs are in our top of our deck here. They hit nothing off the Niv now, but literally my out was going to be drawing the... they play a Sliverblade. So, shock in, playing a Genesis, oh no, Expressive Iteration, sorry. We hit the Clarion that would have saved us if they hadn't just perfectly hit the Niv-Mizzet. So unfortunately we can't do anything here, and I'm not going to play it because I'm not going to show that we have that in the deck. So we hit all 4 Niv-Mizzets in the top 10 of the mill, which was very unfortunate for us. The real thing we want to happen here is we want them to hit our Flages. We love being milled with a Titan in the graveyard. Like, there are so many scenarios where this is great for us. So, assuming a Thoughtseize interaction, we're going to leave 7s if we can. So, they play a land tapped. We will shock in here, go for the Planar Genesis while they don't have blue available. They play a Thief to mill 2. They hit a Titan, which is perfect, and another Niv. They go for the swing in here, hit us down with 1. On our turn, we'll play a land tapped and play the Cornucopia. Do they want to counter this? They don't. They play the Soaring Fort Thief. So here's the deal. The Rogues get pumped for having 8 or more cards, but even just casting Flage will
Oh, he did.
will deal with this. So Flage comes out, hits the Soaring Fort Thief, pumps their board down, and they realize, yeah, they can't beat that. So that was a free win on our part, but I'm assuming now that they're going to run back with Graveyard Hate. It's kind of a paradox here because the Rogues pump up when you get 8 or more cards in the graveyard, and the Titans can exile cards when you cast them. And it's a catch-22 because if they counter the spell, you get to escape it again and keep your graveyard down, but if they don't counter it, well, it's a 6/6 Lightning Healing Sing Beast. So we're going to keep this. We can get a 4/4 Carvu on turn 2, which I think is going to be our play here. Sliverblade comes down. Soaring Fort Thief comes down. They attack in. We mill 2. There goes a Niv. We draw another Niv. So they really wanted us to have our 5 drops this game. Carvu can't be interacted with that. They've got 3 cards left in their hand. Soaring Fort Thief number 2. They swing in. Mill us for 4. There's a Titan. And they concede to the Titan. Interesting.